Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be doing Chapter 6, Lesson 3, Multiply Decimals by Whole Numbers. So we're going to have one of our factors be a decimal, and one of them is going to be a whole number. And we're going to look at how to multiply those. I'm sorry that it is a little blurry. I don't know what's going on with that lately. Okay. Sorry. So the example is on page 391, and it says, find the area of a rectangle board that is 4 feet by 3 62/100 feet. And so they're telling you one way to do it is to use repeated addition in the book, but we're actually not going to practice that repeated addition in our example here. We're going to actually do right into the multiplication. So I'm going to write my 3 62/100 times 4, because it is 4 feet by 3 62/100 feet. And I'm going to write it like that. And to begin with, I'm just going to ignore the decimal, and I'm going to multiply. So step 1 is just going to be multiply the digits. I'm just going to ignore the decimal point for now. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 6 is 24, carry the 2. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Now my next step is going to be to count the decimal places that are in my factors. So step 2 is going to be count the decimal places in the factors. So in my factors, I have 1 decimal place, I have 2 decimal places. My 4 does not have any decimal places. So because there are 2 decimal places in the factors, right, so I'm just going to make a little note right here. There are 2 decimal places in the factors. I need to put 2 decimal places in my product. So I have to start from the right and do 1, 2, and then put my decimal here so that I also have 2 decimal places. Okay, so I would put here for step 3 in my directions. Put the same number of decimal places in the product as there are in the factors. Okay, so I'm going to put the same number of decimal places in my product as there, as there are in the factors. Let me leave it there for just a second for you. And we're going to move on to example 2. Example 2 wants us to multiply 3 times 96/100. So they write it sideways for us in, sorry about that, there we go. And we need to flip it up and down, right? So we're going to switch it around. And I'm going to put the 96/100 on top. So when we're multiplying these numbers, when you're flipping it around to do it vertically, you want to put the number that has the most digits on the top. It doesn't matter if its value is the highest or the lowest. You want the number with the most digits on the top to help us through our multiplication. So here I am. I'm just going to multiply. I'm going to ignore that decimal to start with. So I'm going to do 3 times 6 is 18. Regroup that 1. 3 times 9 is 27, plus that 1 is 28. And 3 times 0 is 0. So I multiplied my digits, and if I have two digits, I follow the same rules. I would put my placeholder, and I would just multiply like they are whole numbers. So next I'm going to count the decimal places in the factors. So I have 1 decimal place, I have 2 decimal places, and because I have 2 decimal places in my product or in my factors, I don't have any in this factor, I need 2 decimal places in my product. So my answer, if you want to rewrite it without that 0, would be 2 and 88/100ths. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you today. Thank you for watching.